Good morning, everyone. It's December 27th, 2018. I'm Eric. I'm here at shtfplan.com. Jailed Russian businessman. In the U.S., a revolution is virtually inevitable. This is from Max Slavo. A Russian businessman jailed by the United States on conspiracy charges says that it's all but inevitable that the U.S. will undergo a revolution. Victor Bout, who has been locked up since 2008 in Illinois Marion Penitentiary, warned that great changes are looming in America. Bout has always maintained his innocence, according to RT, but says there is no one to fight against those who seek the ultimate power of control over others. You know, politicians and their hired enforcers. The Russian was arrested in Thailand during a U.S. sting operation, and he was eventually convicted in 2012 over conspiring to kill American citizens by allegedly selling weapons to the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. He got 25 years in prison. But he says that because of our politicians seeking this ultimate control over and enforcers, that a revolution in this country is pretty much a wrap, a done deal. Bout has been experiencing health issues in jail, and the man himself is reluctant to speak about his problems, saying that he was only involved in a legitimate cargo business, but he did say that the U.S. legal system has become a cheap farce where rulings are politically charged and impossible to challenge legally. And this is true. This is true. If they get you in your sights, your life is over. It's destroyed. And I know, because my life has been destroyed by the state a couple of times, and here I am, once more picking up the pieces. It's very difficult to put your life back together after being charged with something like, I don't know, distribution of marijuana. For some reason, if you move to the South, I don't know what it's like in other places, because I've been here for 11 years now. But for some reason down here, every job does a serious background check on you. I mean, they go back, right? And once they find out, you know, they don't want to fuck with you down here. There's a few places that will still hire you, but you see, those few places are jobs where you barely scrape by. And if I'm going to work, I'm going to do a little bit better than scraping by. So I said, fuck it. I'll just keep doing videos and focus my attention here. He also condemned Russia for not coming to his aid while simultaneously supporting the country. So yeah, Russia should have came to his aid, definitely, but, you know, governments just don't give a fuck about their people. The main and only reason behind Bout's incarceration is to intimidate other Russians so that they give in to U.S. demands, he added, wary of his own fate. Excuse me. Regarding my own innocence, to whom I can prove it, to what system look at what is happening in the United States. They are trying to do what they've done to me, not only to their distinguished generals, but the president himself. The American justice system has become a cheap farce. But really what it's about is victories, winning in the justice system, and money, of course, but for the prosecutor, it's about their conviction rate. And if you do what they ask you to do, your chances of going to prison are lessened by a pretty good degree. But still, you're stuck in a much worse position than you were in the first place over a plant or some other inanimate object that the government doesn't want you to have. Maybe it's a firearm. When I lived in Michigan, and Michigan's a very strict state about firearms, I carried a gun everywhere with me after I got shot. I didn't care about the law, and I still don't. But they pull you over and they find a gun in your car, you're getting charged, and you face a minimum of 5 years in prison. Of course, if you cooperate with the prosecutor, well, they'll lessen the charge to something like, oh, I don't know, attempted X, Y, or Z, attempted concealed carry, attempted whatever. So that mandatory minimum does not apply anymore. That's the favor they do for you. And admittedly, it was a whole lot easier to pick up the pieces after being busted in Michigan, but not down here. The South is a very unforgiving place. Very unforgiving. I mean, these people are real fucking nosy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they think they have to know everything about you if you go get a job at one of their companies down here. I mean, everything. There's been a couple of places that weren't like that, but again, they were slave labor type places, so. But this guy goes on to say, Bout, I think his last name is, this country is at the doorstep of great changes, and, in my opinion, a revolution which is virtually inevitable. About added, according to RT, many out there are ready for civil war on the two sides, armed to the teeth and only waiting for the moment when someone starts to spill blood. Isn't that what we're all waiting for? For the blood to start spilling? I am. And I look forward to it, even if it's my own blood. Seriously. And that is something that's pretty fucked up to have to say. I look forward to the blood spill, even if it's my own. I mean, I got a bone to pick with a lot of these fucking cops, don't you? Let's see how much left we got here. Not much. I'm going to go ahead and cover the whole thing then. Bout's warning come as politicians in Washington insist on wrapping up tensions with Moscow. Over these years, I've formed an opinion that the Americans are largely for good relations with Russia. I would prefer that. I would. I wouldn't want to go live in Russia, but I would prefer to have good relations with them. At least that's how it is for those who live in rural areas. The people are conservative, plain out there where I served my term. He stated, adding that the Russians and the Americans actually have more things in common than dividing them. And us white Americans and the white Russians do. the judge, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce her Jew name because I'll butcher it, but the judge described her ruling against Bout to be excessive and inappropriate. Then why ain't the bitch letting the dude out of prison? Noting that there was no evidence that Bout would have committed any crime if he had not targeted, or if he was not targeted by the sting operation. You see, once they target you, you're getting charged with a crime whether you committed one or not. And then you spend the rest of your life, the good part of it anyway, in a federal prison. Oh, anyway, thought I would share this with you. This is the dude right here. And I hope everyone has a good day. I got maybe 3 more for you. And I have to get it done fast, so till next time, kill the state, live free.